A new life will begin. With nature giving an important role in protecting our life. With a modern city comes with new hope. A residential area with a healthy and growing house concept. The first green belt in Indonesia. Connecting each region. A premium clubhouse as a centerpiece with numerous facilities. Complete facilities that you need to build your life. This is a city which will continue to grow in its development, providing a high investment value. Kota Podomoro Tenjo. This is where your future is.
Haus di luar, haus di rumah. Makan pedas di luar, makan pedas di rumah. Paling nikmat minumnya teh pucuk harum, teh pucuk harum, teh pucuk harum. Manisnya pas, teh pucuk harum mau dong. Enggak nyangkut di leher, enggak bikin haus lagi.
Mau di dalam atau di luar rumah, minumnya teh pucuk harum. Bikin seger di mana aja.
The British Institute was founded in 1984, and we've helped thousands of people develop their English language skills. Using communicative, student-centered and task-based approach, our academic team ensures that our delivery methods are up to date. Our public class students undergo a variety of courses such as very young learners, pre-teenagers, teenagers, general English, business communication, conversation, writing, and many more. We've helped them compete in the marketplace. When's your turn?
Universitas Multimedia Nusantara adalah universitas berbasis teknologi terakreditasi institusi A. UMN memiliki 4 fakultas dan 13 program studi antara lain Informatika, Sistem Informasi, Teknik Komputer, Teknik Elektro, Teknik Fisika, Manajemen, Akuntansi, Perhotelan, Strategic Communication, Multimedia Journalism, desain komunikasi visual, film, dan arsitektur. Selain mendidik mahasiswa menjadi profesional, UMN juga mendidik mahasiswanya untuk menjadi entrepreneur melalui program Skystar Ventures. Untuk mengembangkan soft skill mahasiswa, UMN menyediakan berbagai unit kegiatan mahasiswa. UMN juga memiliki berbagai fasilitas yang sesuai standar industri. UMN, excellent career begins with excellent education.
Hello, good afternoon, respected judges, guardians, participants, and fellow audience. Today, me, Khairana, and Kay will be your hosts to accompany you throughout the day.
In today's special event, we are attended by three special guests. Our first judge is Mr. Aditya Pradiptawardana. Mr. Aditya is a master student from Universitas Negeri Jakarta. Hi, Mr. Adit, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. By the way, I'm from Unika Atmajaya, Jakarta.
Oh.
Our second judge is Miss Dwi Chen from the British Institute. Good afternoon, Miss Dwi. How are you today?
Hi, Fiona, Karen. I'm good, thank you.
So, Miss Dwi, how do you feel about being the judge in today's storytelling competition?
It's actually my second time. I was a storytelling judge for Penabur as well last year. So it is a great honor to be invited for the second time to be a judge, a storytelling judge again this year.
Okay. Maybe, Kay, we can continue.
And our last special guest, we have Miss Ruby Astari from the British Institute. Good afternoon, Miss Ruby. How have you been?
I've been fine. Thank you so much, Firna and Karen, for having me here.
Is there anything you want to say to the participants today?
Well, I've got to say, I have always admired students with such creativity, so keep working on it.
Thank you, Miss Ruby.
The following is a brief introduction from the judges.
Okay, now, we haven't really introduced what ESCALADES is. So what exactly is ESCALADES?
ESCALADES itself is an annual cup held by SMAK 5 Penabur Jakarta. And of course, for this year, we will still be holding it virtually.
Well, even though this year's ESCALADES is held virtually, it is no less exciting than the previous ESCALADES event.
This year's ESCALADES brought the theme of equality entitled Equinox. Equinox itself stands for equality in our complex society.
The meaning of equinox refers to the term equality based on quality, rights, and needs, where we want to realize equality in society by providing opportunities for everyone to achieve achievements and develop their talents in this year's ESCALADES event.
We hope that by holding this event, the audience can realize the importance of equality for everyone based on their needs and quality. Now you understand the meaning of ESCALADES Equinox.
Moving on. So, Firna, what competition we will be hosting today?
Well, as for today, we would like to bring you the ESCALADES Equinox 2021 English Storytelling Competition.
But before that, we are going to read the recording regulations.
All participants must obey all rules and regulations that apply during ESCALADES Equinox.
Participants and or guardians involved in live stream recording must wear polite and presentable attire and behave obediently throughout ESCALADES Equinox.
Participants and or guardians involved in live stream recording are not permitted to use attributes such as virtual background that violates public norms.
Participants and or guardians involved in live stream recording are not permitted to use inappropriate language of other parties and violate electronic information and transaction law during ESCALADES Equinox. The committee will not be responsible for the consequences of the actions committed by participants.
Participants and or guardians involved in live stream recording are not permitted to cause disturbance during live stream recording, such as unmuting the microphone without permission and making noises, being intolerant towards moderators and judges, and continuously spamming in chat box. The committee will not be responsible for the consequences for the action committed by participants.
Issues regarding internet connections and other technical difficulties will not be the committee responsibility.
The committee has all rights regarding videos submitted by the participant, and the recording result will be uploaded on YouTube Live on the week of the ESCALADES EQUINOX implementation.
All decisions made by the judges are final and irrevocable.
Participants take turns recording on Zoom along with judges and moderators according to schedule with or without waiting for the presence of each companion who accompanies the participants.
All participants involved in the Zoom livestream recording have to follow the full name strip school name format with the maximum of 64 characters.
All guardians involved in the Zoom livestream recording have to follow the full name striped school name format with a maximum of 64 characters.
Participants and or guardian involved in livestream recording must activate cameras and are not permitted to use replacement pictures or mannequin as proof of attendance. If caught, the committee has the right to take actions.
Participant will be disqualified if participant do or make a motion, cheat, and disobey the competition regulations.
Finally, those are the recording regulations.
OMG, Kay, I can't wait to get this competition started.
I know, right? Me too. Without further ado, let's watch the first video of our amazing contestant performance. We will start off our storytelling competition with the title, Satisfaction May Lead to Bad Things, While Being Humble May Bring You Good Things, brought by Frederick and Oswald Panjaitan from SMP BPK Penabur, Paledang.
People who have reached a certain point in their lives and are satisfied with it have the tendency to stop growing. Life is always a learning process, which means there is always room for growth and improvement. However, satisfaction that comes from our ego is temporary, and this is what happens to our friends. Let's take a look at their story so we can learn from their mistakes. There were two siblings named Brian and Marcus. They both were really close to each other. They lived with their mom in a small, simple house. Their father passed away when they were 6 years old, and their mom needed to raise them by herself. Their mother worked in a wood company as a cashier. The paycheck was enough to make ends meet. But one day, their mom was swindled by some scammers, and the company lost a ton of money and fired her. Their mom was struggling to get their life back together. She was jobless and was deep in debt, forcing her to move out of town to a poor city called Ashbourne. A few years have passed. Brian and Marcus are now all grown up. Therefore, their mom told them to go out of town in order to find jobs. They were separated because they went according to their own lane in life. Marcus worked as a manager in a clothing company, while Brian worked as a bartender. Marcus was satisfied with his job and was happy doing it. But as the time passed, Marcus was getting bored doing his job. He already felt satisfied with his job, but he didn't want to improve himself. He was bored to the point where he wanted to try everything just to try things in life. One day, he went to a club and met some shady guys. At first, they were just talking, but while they were talking, one of the guys offered Marcus a job to deliver some medicine, and the salary is higher than his previous job. And because Marcus wanted to try a new thing, of course he said yes to the offer. Despite him having a normal lifestyle, he chose to accept the shady offer. And the next day, he starts doing his new job. After he was done doing his job, he met up with his brother, Brian, in his bar that he worked at. And then Brian asked, "What have you been up to?" And Marcus said, "I'm doing another job, just delivering medicine from warehouse to other place." And Brian said, "What is wrong with your old job?" Marcus said, I'm just bored and I want to have a lot of experience. But one guy heard their conversation and was suspicious about Marcus. The next day he delivered the medicine as usual, but after he delivered it to the customer, he saw someone use the medicine. Turned out it was actually drugs. Marcus was shocked and scared, but he still kept doing his job because he don't want to go back to his old and boring life. And then he's back at the base camp where he usually took the supplies. He saw a lot of people were using drugs, and he asked one of them, "What does it feel like using drugs?" The person answered, "It feels amazing. I started using drugs because I was bored and I want to try new things." Marcus felt the same and he tried the drugs. He tried it and he got addicted. He used it every single day. He was happy at the time, but he didn't know the effect of the drugs. Marcus is not like Brian. All the money that Brian had, he donated it to charity. Brian wanted to improve himself. He said he always wanted to make a lot more variety of drinks. The next day, the guy that heard their conversation the other day came to Brian's bar, and he told him about his brother's condition and told him the place where he usually used drugs. And his brother couldn't believe the news. Together, they quickly went to the place and caught his brother using drugs. When Marcus saw Brian, he cried and he told him the truth. "Why didn't you tell me about this? Why don't you go back to Mom? She misses you." Brian said, "No, you were so successful." But Brian cut him off. "Look what you've done. It's too late." Finally, Brian reported it to the police and they put Brian in jail. After a while, he finally recovered and had been rehabilitated. Brian said, "You need to change the way you see life. You need to improve and find satisfaction by helping others. Satisfaction from our ego leads to pride and arrogance, while being humble by helping those in need will give you growth and prosperity." My name is Frederick and Oswald Panjaitan from BPK Penabur, Bogor Junior High School, and stay healthy.
Now, I kindly invite Miss Dwi to give comments regarding Frederick's storytelling performance. Miss Dwi, would you like to add any more comments on Frederick's storytelling performance?
Hi, Frederick. How are you today?
Pretty good.
Okay. I enjoyed your storytelling. The message is clear. I think that your vocabulary range is quite wide. Yeah, I could hear some idioms, and your grammatical range are quite wide as well. There were a few mistakes, but they did not really affect meaning, so that's great. I think your storytelling was a bit powerful. You used great intonation, articulation, and also voice modulation, so that's great. However, though, I think that your eye contact could be better. It seems like you were reading from a script, so maybe next time try to, try not to read from a script if you can. Also, your self-introduction is at the end, so that's a bit uncommon. I was waiting for you to introduce yourself in the beginning, but then I found out that the introduction was actually at the end. I guess that's another way to do that, but yeah, the common one would be to introduce yourself first before you tell your story. But yeah, overall, I think your storytelling is great. So for improvement next time, maybe put your introduction in the beginning so that we can get to know you first before we hear your story. And also your eye contact, try not to focus on one spot only, okay? Thank you, Frederick. Good job.
Thank you, Miss Dwi, for your comments. Wow, can we get a round of applause for Frederick?
That was a very impressive story you have there, Frederick. How are you feeling right now?
Just trying to calm myself because I'm kind of cringe from my performance.
Well, You've done great. The story itself was presented very well. How long did it take you to prepare the whole storytelling?
Preparing maybe 4 days plus recording.
Very nice. Now, Frederick, do you want to wish to ask any questions to the judges?
Maybe. I have no question.
Okay, then. Thank you, Frederick, for your amazing performance.
Dedenya nendang.
Bahagianya tak ternilai. Aku tahu di masa kehamilan asupan air mineral sangat penting.
Harus aman dan bersih. Untuk itu kita pilih Liem Mineral. Galonnya selalu baru, terjamin bersih.
Makin yakin dan bikin tenang deh.
Udah gitu, tutupnya kedap udara, jadi bebas virus.
Jadi aman buat aku dan calon buah hatiku. Seger, kayak ada manis-manisnya.
Galon Liem Mineral, bikin tenang, bikin nyaman.
Saat berolahraga, kita kehilangan banyak cairan tubuh. Gantikan cairan tubuh kamu yang hilang dengan 7 ion utama dan kesegaran ekstrak buah yuzu asli dalam yuzu isotonik. Lebih dari isotonik biasa.
Sibuk beraktivitas membuatmu haus? Yuk minum Yuzu Tea. Dengan ekstrak buah yuzu asli, Yuzu Tea mengandung vitamin C tinggi. Yuzu Tea Original dan Yuzu Green Tea. Penuhi kebutuhan vitamin C harianmu.
Halo guys, gue Renaldo, gue mahasiswa Ukrida. Banyak orang yang nanya ke gue, kenapa gue pilih Ukrida sebagai kampus pilihan. Sekarang gue akan kasih tahu kalian why I choose Ukrida. Kampus Ukrida lokasinya super strategis. Akses menuju kampus juga banyak banget. Dan akses yang mudah tentunya jadi salah satu pertimbangan penting untuk milih kampus.
Di Ukrida, kita diajak untuk menggali potensi diri melalui fakultas-fakultasnya. Semua fakultasnya pun sudah terakreditasi dengan baik, sangat baik, dan bahkan unggul. Jadi kalian bisa memilih sesuai dengan minat kalian.
Join sekarang dan temukan potensi terbaikmu.
Bersama Ukrida, kita jadi pemimpin muda.
Before we continue, we as the committee would like to thank Kota Podomoro Tenjo, Teh Pucuk Harum, Liem Mineral, and also Edu Bridge.
We also want to thank PT Astra Daihatsu Motor for sponsoring this event. You can find more information and promos at www.daihatsu.co.id.
Well, friends, don't forget to follow and like Daihatsu Indonesia's Facebook, also Instagram and Twitter at @DaihatsuInd.
Daihatsu Indonesia also has a YouTube channel called Daihatsu Sahabatku. Don't forget to subscribe for more information.
Thank you for sponsoring ESCALADES EQUINOX 2021. Without the help of our sponsor today, our event will not run smoothly. The next storytelling contestant with the title The Change of Destiny will be brought by Lidya Yoanita from SMPK Penabur, Kota Wisata.
Hey, my name is Lidya Yoanita from SMPK Penabur, Kota Wisata, and today I'm going to tell you a story about the change of destiny. In a village, there was two brothers named Jay and Jake. One was a pessimist who sees the worst part of life. And one was an optimist who always sees everything positive about any situation. Because of this difference, Jay kinda hated Jake. Because his positivity could be tiring to deal with. They grew up together in a broken-looking house because their parents left them, and they can only depend their life on their own salary. Continuing to the timeline they're in now, Jay just came home from work, and there Jake was already sleeping. Jay was so stressed from work that he went straight to his field of flowers. Because seeing a nice scenery cheers him up. So, as he was looking at all of the beautiful colors of flower that grew there, he also wishes for a better life for him and his brother. 2. Miss Destiny. See, Miss Destiny is a mythical god that gives 2 chances for every human to change their lifestyle. Yeah, something that Jay didn't know was that day is where his life was going to change, because Miss Destiny finally came. Well, he was so focused on wishing and wishing, Miss Destiny bolted down from the sky on her Pegasus, or we may call it flying horse. So no one can hear her. She cut through the wind, but her landing wasn't very soft. It was loud and Jay heard her. So Jay ran up to her and greeted her. Miss Destiny already knows what he wished for. So she said, I know what you wish for, and you're going to go there now. Just remember to call my name when you meet me. And with that, Jay was then transported to a very modern looking castle with all of his new servants greeting him. Hello, my king. Jay was so excited to start this new lifestyle. But days turned to months, and months turned to years. It's been 5 years. He's been going through the same days over and over again. Start the day, go on with the day, and end the day. Went to a few royal dinners, but never really befriended any other kings or queens. So he was starting to regret his choices because life was getting pretty lonely, as his brother was his only entertainer. He wanted to call for Miss Destiny so he could get back to his old life. He wished and he wished to get back to his old life, and without warning, he was back to his old life. Miss Destiny didn't even come at that time because she was pretty busy with another human. But Jake was back, and Jake came back to him and hugged him, saying, I miss you so much, bro. And then Jay looked at him, saying, I miss you too. Lesson of the story here is, positive anything is better than negative nothing. If you see everything from a positive point of view, even death can turn into something that's happy. But if you see everything from a negative point of view, even having the bestest of friends can still make you not trust them. That's it for today. Thank you.
I kindly invite Miss Ruby to give comments regarding Lydia's storytelling performance.
Okay, is Lydia here? Okay, first of all, hi Lydia, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, okay, I'd like to say I like your story. It's, I like how you combine it with mythical figure to make it sound more fantastic, like a fantasy story. I think it would be better if next time you could have like additional properties to make each character sound more distinctive. And there were moments when your voice sounded a little bit small that I had to strain my ear. And you seem nervous. You seem so nervous. Are you okay?
I'm cringing at the time, so I'm trying to calm myself down.
Right. But don't worry. I still admire this. This one takes courage. My only suggestion is that you keep on practicing and learn with the control pitch of your voice, so your audience know when the character feels certain emotions or not. That way, the story will sound much more alive. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Ruby, for your comments.
All right.
The story that you are trying to deliver is very expressive, Lidya. Tell me, how did you come up with this story?
I like to rant to my friends about life, so it was kind of already in the stories, but I needed to modify it more so it sounds more interesting. So it took only 3 days.
Very impressive.
Yeah, it was well done. So, Lidya, how are you feeling right now?
Kind of feel a bit ashamed that I couldn't perform my best, but I guess it's because it's my first try. I can't really perform it perfectly.
Keep up the good work, Lidya. Do you have any questions for the judges regarding your storytelling performance?
Not really. Thank you.
Okay then. Thank you, Lidya, for your wonderful performance. The next storytelling contestant with the title Value of Time will be brought by Faith from Vita School, Surabaya.
Hello everyone, I'm Faith, just an 8th grader. Today, I will tell you a story that will help you learn about how valuable the present time actually is. So without further ado, let's start. Warm sunshine peeks through the curtain as a new day has come. Cassidy, a girl who likes to daydream, stares blankly at the ceiling. She just wishes she could live the life she fantasizes. Breakfast ready! Mom yelled while Cassidy's thoughts disappeared in a puff of smoke. What a boring life. When will I even have the life I want? Cassidy devoured her sandwich one bite at a time. She read the news, but stopped because something caught her eyes. A time machine! Sold only 3 blocks away! Cassidy's shock faded into a smile. She knew just what to do. She brought her bag, newspaper for proof, and most importantly, a lot of cash. Cassidy sprinted her way to find the time machine, but the address led her to somewhere unexpected. A cat cafe? Hi, do you know where I can find this time machine? The address says it should be here. Welcome to the Feline Cafe. I'm Gertrude. How much would you offer, darling? Cassidy showed Mrs. Gertrude the money. Mrs. Gertrude's eyes sparkled as she saw it and led Cassidy to a mysterious room. There, she found the time machine. After they made a deal, Mrs. Gertrude told Cassidy to look at the instructions, but Cassidy left without paying attention. Cassidy beamed as she brought the time machine home. Experiencing then and now, how fun would that be? Back at home, Cassidy showed her mom the new time machine. Her mom tells her to just live in the moment, but Cassidy insisted. pop boop. First destination, here we go. "1857 must be the Victorian era. A castle! Being a princess is something I wanted, but I'm sure there's a better place out there. We're off to a good start. Beep beep pop boop. A garden in 1952. Cute, but I'm sure there's a better place out there. Beep beep pop boop. The woods? I'm leaving. Beep beep pop boop. The machine! It broke! Cassidy was in utter panic. She did not know what to do. But it was at this moment when she realized that she forgot about Mrs. Gertrude's words. Oh no, the instructions! Do not exceed 2 destinations to visit in a day or machine might break. Oh no, there must be a way to fix this. The rarest spare parts in the world. What am I gonna do? As tears ran down her cheeks, Cassidy reminisced about the days where she was still at home. Those times she spent hours daydreaming and laying down on her rickety yet comfortable bed as the sunshine gives her a warm hug. Her mom's cooking left a mouth-watering smell, and her mom's constant calls for her to do her chores. Cassidy realized that it is up to her to fix this. For years and years, she endlessly searched, and after 5 years, Cassidy finally fixed it. Beep beep pop boop. I made it! Yes! Cassidy saw her mom and gave her a hug. They both cried tears of joy. Cassidy learned a valuable lesson. As Dr. Seuss says, sometimes you will never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. Cassidy is glad to be back at the present time. From this day further, Cassidy realized that the present time is what matters most. The end.
Wow, that was really cool. Now I kindly invite Mr. Aditya to give comments regarding Faith's storytelling performance.
Okay, hello, Faith. So that was an excellent job. I really enjoyed your performance. So you're not just an 8th grader, you're also a very confident performer, and I think that's excellent. You could go anywhere with that. So watching your performance, I enjoyed your effective use of gestures, your body posture and your gesticulations. They were excellent. And also the storytelling was very creative, and you have a natural flow to the story and how you acted out the story. I mean, from the beginning, you know, with the breakfast is ready, you put on the scarf with such a flair. That was just good, and you made good use of several props and set, and your characters were distinct, and you conveyed the emotions very well. So overall, Faith, you did an excellent job, and again, I have faith in you that you are destined for good things. Congratulations, Faith.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Aditya, for your comments. Wow, can we get a round of applause for Faith?
That was a very impressive storytelling performance you have there, Faith. You look so cute. How are you feeling right now, Faith?
Well, I was a little bit nervous at first, but I'm feeling kind of better now.
Well, I might add something. The story itself was presented very well, and the attention to detail, it's just amazing. How long did it take you to prepare the whole story?
It took pretty long, yes, because I was having my test too at the same time. And the quote I got, I think the meaning was pretty broad, and I have to carefully learn about what it actually means. And once I understood it, it was pretty easy, and I took the idea of the time machine because I wanted to remind everyone that traveling to the future or the past is not what matters most, and we have to learn to live in the moment. And I hope from the story, I can remind everyone that the present is very important.
Very nice. Thank you for the answer, Faith. Now, Faith, do you wish to ask any questions to the judges?
Everything is pretty clear. Thank you.
Thank you, Faith, for your amazing performance.
Our next participant will be Shakirah Hasya Khairana with Value of a Moment Might Be Forgotten from Mahatma Gading School, Kelapa Gading, Jakarta.
I'm Shakirah. I have one story about the value of a moment that might be forgotten. So many stories out there inspire my life, including this one. Well, listen to my story. This story will inspire you all. One day, lived one girl named Isabel. She has a father who has a Pakistani blood and a mother who has an Indonesian blood. That makes her live in Pakistan. But now, Isabel had to live in her mom's country, which is Indonesia, because Isabel's father had to work there. One morning, Isabel's mom woke her up. She asked her to get ready and wear a school uniform. Isabel was confused and asked her mom, "Where are we going, Mom? It's so early in the morning." "We're going to your new school, Isabel. So hurry up, get ready, and go downstairs for your breakfast," her mom replied. At breakfast, Isabel asked her mom, "Mom, how is the school that I'm going to study at? Is it the same like my old school?" Her mom said, "Probably it will not be the same as your old school since it's an international school. But it's alright, you will get used to it and make new friends." Isabel finished her breakfast and went to school. At her new school, the teacher, Mrs. Bloom, asked Isabel to introduce herself to the class as she was a new student. "Hi, I'm Isabel. I'm from Pakistan and I'm 12 years old." Also the other way around. The teacher asked all the students to introduce themselves to Isabel. After that, Mrs. Bloom asked Xiaoming and Patricia to take Isabel around the school. In the middle of the school tour, suddenly Xiaoming messed up Isabel's hijab. Feeling bullied, Isabel got angry and said, "How rude you are! Do you hate me because I'm different?" Isabel then ran away and cried. While she's crying, she met a girl who also wears a hijab. "Hey, why are you crying?" the girl said. Isabel replied, "Those guys bullied me." "Oh, they're also mean to me. That's why I never play with them." "Oh yeah, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Jasmine, and I'm from Pakistan," said Jasmine. "Nice to meet you, Jasmine. I'm so glad that I met you here. And you're also a Pakistani, just like me," said Isabel happily. Since that incident, Isabel doesn't want to be friends with any of the students except Jasmine. A few moments later, the bell rang. Ring! It's recess time. Everybody rushed to the canteen, so were Isabel and her new friend, Jasmine. When Isabel was running, she slipped because of the slippery floor. Her hijab was half open because of that. She quickly fixed it. While she was fixing her hijab, she saw the tip of her eye that Patricia was coming towards her. Isabel ignored Patricia and continued to fix her hijab. When Isabel was done fixing her hijab, she realized that she was being surrounded and stared by a group of girls. She stood up and screamed, "All of you are mean!" There, Isabel heard Jasmine's voice shouting, "Isabel, let's go!" Isabel ran towards Jasmine while feeling watched by everybody. That was the worst experience that Isabel ever had. Since then, Isabel went to school with no enthusiasm every day, until one day, Isabel's father was ordered to work back to Pakistan. That caused Isabel to go to her old school. Isabel was happy at first, until a few months later, she received a letter from Indonesia. I think it's a letter from Jasmine, Isabel said. Isabel opened the letter excitedly, and what's inside the letter was, Dear Isabel, do you remember me? I'm your old classmate, Patricia. Sorry, me and my friends made you not feel comfortable and feel bullied at our school. We did that to help you. We have no intention at all to bully you. Once again, I'm sorry. Your friend, Patricia. Isabel recalls the incidents that she have passed, and Isabel remembers after the day Xiaoming messed up her hijab, her mom washed it, and there was a spider web. She said to herself, Is it because a spider landed on my hijab? Oh yeah, I also remembered. At the canteen, Patricia and her friends ran to me, not to make fun of me, but to hide my hair from the boys. And I also realized, when I ran towards Jasmine, Xiaoming and his friends closed their eyes. They're actually so kind to me. And the friend who I thought were good, who was Jasmine, didn't even help me. Isabel rushed to reply Patricia's letter. She wrote an apology to Patricia, Xiaoming, and her other friends, and promised to always maintain a good relationship to all her friends, including Jasmine. She will be faithful to her. Thank you. The moral of the story is, sometimes you will never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. A quote by Dr. Seuss.
That is one amazing performance. Now I kindly invite Miss Dwi to give comments regarding Shakirah's storytelling performance.
Hi. Hi, Shakirah. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Hi. First of all, I would like to I give you appreciation to your storytelling. I think it was great. So your fluency was great. And then what I loved the most is the plot twist you had at the end. So this is not something that most participants use. So even though you can only get like 5 points for this, but adding it actually helps you. Get you to get the meaning that you want to achieve. So that's great, Shakirah. And I think you are very fluent. You were very fluent when you tell your story, and it shows that you knew your story well, and your pronunciation and articulation and tone were on the spot. So that's add extra points to you. Yeah, but if I can give you some advice for your next storytelling competition, maybe you could try to use you can try to use more visual aids as well as audio. You can also use audio aids if you want, like the bell ringing. You can play the bell ringing sound maybe at the background. And also the angle of a camera, it was moving quite a bit. So maybe you can just use a tripod or something so that it doesn't move a lot. Okay, but again, you did a great job. Shakirah?
Thank you, Miss.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Miss Dwi, for your comments. Big applause to you, Shakirah. I find your story to be very beautiful and interesting.
Hi, Shakirah. How are you feeling right now?
I was nervous at first, but I'm now relieved.
Okay. I'm curious, Shakirah, how often have you been giving out storytelling? You seem very confident and fluent.
This is actually my second competition.
Ah, very nice. Well, Shakirah, do you have any questions you wish to ask to the judges?
No, thank you.
Thank you, Shakirah, for your outstanding performance.
Thank you.
Haus di luar, haus di rumah. Makan pedas di luar, makan pedas di rumah. Paling nikmat minumnya teh pucuk harum, teh pucuk harum, teh pucuk harum. Manisnya pas, teh pucuk harum mau dong. Enggak nyangkut di leher, enggak bikin haus lagi.
Mau di dalam atau di luar rumah, minumnya teh pucuk harum. Bikin seger di mana aja.
Before we continue, we ask the committee would like to thank PT Asra Daihatsu Motor, The Sound, PT Norgantara Surya Gemilang, Prasetya University, and also Kristen Krida Wacana University.
We also want to thank Mayora Teh Pucuk Harum. Rasa teh terbaik ada di pucuknya.
Next sponsor is from EduBridge. We bridge because we care.
And lastly, we also want to thank Kota Podomoro Tenjo. Kota Podomoro Tenjo is a new satellite city in the west of Jakarta and will become the next Serpong with an integrated development between residential, commercial, and large gradients. It has two of the best accessibility, namely the Serpong Balaraja Road and the Grand TOD on the Serpong KRL line, which will soon be built.
Kota Podomoro Tenjo has the first green belt concept in Indonesia, which is a large green area, open area that connects every area. Thank you for sponsoring ESCALADES EQUINOX 2021. Without the help of our sponsors today, our event will not run smoothly. Next up, we have Bianca Karina Liem with the journey of the book Harry Potter from SMP Mahatma Gading.
Hello judges and my fellow friends. My name is Bianca Karina Liem and I am a grade 8 student from SMP Mahatma Gading. I am sure you all know the famous book and movie series Harry Potter. But do you know the journey of how Harry Potter became a huge success in the entertainment industry? Today I am going to tell you a story about the author of this incredible and magical book, J.K. Rowling. Joanne Kathleen Rowling was born in Yate, Gloucestershire in 1965. She had a younger sister named Diane, who was born not long after she was. Rowling has been writing fantasy novels and reading them to her sister since she was a child, and since then she knew she wanted to be a novelist. However, her parents did not support her. "That talent of yours will get you nowhere in life. You could not afford a living," they said. Rowling's parents wanted her to get a degree to help with her career in the future and to get out of poverty. Rowling ended up studying modern languages against her parents' wishes because she said what she feared the most at her age was not poverty, but failure. In 1991, Rowling moved to Porto, Portugal to teach English, where she also met her husband, George Arantes. A year later, they had a daughter together. But sadly, not long after she was born, they got a divorce. After the divorce, Rowling and her daughter moved to Edinburgh, Scotland, where her sister lived. And with her, she brought the 3 chapters of Harry Potter she had written throughout her stay in Porto. 7 years after graduating from university, Rowling saw herself as a failure, as she had failed in marriage and was jobless as a single mother. Rowling even signed up for welfare benefits, describing herself as being poor as it is possible in modern Britain without being homeless. "I am the biggest failure I know. Should I just give up? Maybe what my parents said was right," she said. Rowling knew she had failed and she had hit rock bottom. But this failure made Rowling realize to stop pretending to herself that she was anything other than what she was, that she was free because her greatest fear had been realized, and that she has a daughter whom she loved and she still had a typewriter with a big idea. Since then, she started focusing on writing her novel Harry Potter in an old manual typewriter. And finally, in 1995, she finished writing her manuscript for Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. She went from one publisher to another, a total of 12 publishing houses. But each and every time, all of them rejected her script. But this time, Rowling didn't give up just yet. 1 year later, Rowling received a letter from editor Barry Cunningham from Bloomsbury. As she read it, her eyes widened. Bloomsbury agreed to publish my book! Shortly afterwards, she received €8,000 from the Scottish Art Council to continue writing, and in June that year, Bloomsbury published the book Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, which became a huge success and won the Nestle Smarties Book Prize, which then, in 1998 February, Rowling won the British Book Award for Children's Book of the Year. Since then, there have been 7 series of the book Harry Potter. Harry Potter became a global brand known by people all over the world. Later on, Warner Bros. Bought her script with high figures, and now Rowling has won multiple awards over the years, sold more than 500 million copies, becoming the highest paid author in 2017 and 2019 by Forbes, with net earnings of 72 million pound sterling. As you can see, Babe Ruth once said, to not let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. In other words, do not let your fear prevent you from accomplishing the things you set your mind to, like J.K. Rowling. If only she gave up writing, afraid of being poor like her parents, she would not be able to be the person she is now. So everyone, let's overcome our fears and do our best in accomplishing our dreams. Thank you for listening and have a great day.
That was splendid. Now I kindly invite Miss Ruby to give comments regarding Bianca's storytelling performance.
Hi, Bianca.
Hello, Miss.
First of all, I'm impressed you managed to turn someone's real life story into entertainment. And
Thank you.
I love the details in your visual aids. Really interesting, including the typewriter.
Thank you.
And you have quite a range of vocabulary, and you're expressive at the right moment. And regarding the visual aids, I think it would be more entertaining if you might also add like Harry Potter movie posters, to show to remind people that hey, after the book came the movie. Yeah.
Okay, Miss.
Yeah, but other than that, it was excellent.
Thank you.
Right. Keep working on it.
Thank you, Miss Ruby, for your comments. Big applause to you, Bianca. Honestly, you are very inspiring. I find your story very nice. I personally wouldn't be able to write such a story. How are you feeling right now, Bianca?
I feel nervous at the first, and I'm actually still nervous until now.
I see. Bianca, have you ever given an online storytelling before? Or is this your first time ever?
This is my third, yes.
Wow.
She actually won the last one, the last year storytelling competition in Penabur.
Oh, wow. Congratulations, Bianca.
Thank
So
you.
now, Bianca, do you have anything you'd like to ask the judges?
No, everything's clear. Thank you.
Thank you, Bianca, for your amazing performance.
Our next participant will be Kathleen Natania Nursalim with a passion of a shy girl from Tunas Bangsa, Lippo, Cikarang.
There once was a girl named Darian Wheeler. She lived in the suburbs of town, just a little town outside of the big city of Toronto. She had a dream of becoming one of the best photographers in town. She was a humble and sweet girl. She has blonde hair that goes to her shoulders, and she has amber green eyes that looks like an emerald. She was pretty easy to remember. She wears quite chill clothes. She looks like your typical normal girl, but she isn't. She's shy. And she only has one friend, and her friend name is Nicole. Their friendship leads back to 7th grade. Nicole knew Darren's passion of taking pictures, so when they were in class, Nicole decided to ask, D, have you heard? Heard of what? They're having a photo competition this Friday. You should totally join. I don't know. You know I'm really shy. Come on, don't be insecure. I've seen your pictures. They're really good. I... That's it. I'm signing you up. What? No, don't. I actually already wrote your name down this morning. What? I mean, it's not that bad. Oh, this is bad. School bells ring. Their teacher, Miss Dula Peep, walks in. Morning, class. Great to see you all today. And competition list is already full. Let's see who we have. There is Noah Sterling, Andre Rodrigo, Frederick Schnapp, Madison de Magla, Lauren Ann, Sissy Jones, and wow! Darian Wheeler! Wasn't expecting that one. Anyways, the class turns to Darian, and Darian hit her face in with her hands. She thought to herself, could this day be any worse? Over at lunch, when Darian was sitting lunch with her friend, D-Dog, I didn't mean to put you in the spotlight like that. It's fine. I guess we'll just try. While they were talking, one of the most popular girl in school came up to them. Hey guys, what do you want? I just want to congratulate Darian over here for being able to compete in such a huge competition. Nicole was so done with this pippy-poppy princess that she stood up with rage and she said, listen here, you pippy princess. Darian has talent and she's gonna win. This thing, you'll be wishing you didn't make fun of her. She wasn't scared of this lame person. She laughed and she said, Sissy wasn't scared of this lame person. She laughed and she said, scared to win against this loner? Please! That's the funniest thing I've heard in my life. Someone hand me some water. Fine, bet. But if Darian wins, you stop making fun of us. Fine. But if I win, you and your friend over here have to stay out of my way. Good luck, loser. Darian ran home as Nicole chased after her. Hey, are you mad at me? Leave me alone! Look! I'm sorry. I thought I could help. Help with what? All I'm gonna be is an embarrassment. Now just leave me alone. Darian went up to her room to cry and think about it. She heard a knock and she said, go away! She heard her door open and it was her mom. Oh, hi, sweetie. You're home already? Yeah. Are you alright? Not really. What's wrong? Everything. Today is the worst day of my life. What happened? Nicole signed me up for this stupid photography competition thing in school. And what's wrong with that? I don't know. I guess there's this person that's kind of really mean to me. And judge me and laugh about how lame I am. Just makes me really insecure about myself. I know in the end of the day, she'll be right. And I'll be a laughing stock. Darian, listen. Satisfaction may lead to bad things, but being humble may lead to good things. And you're an amazing and kind person. I believe you can do this. Show her who you are. Show them who you are. You are extremely talented. If it wasn't for you, your siblings wouldn't be able to take great pictures like you. Reach your dreams. This may lead to your future. Do this. I know you can do it. I believe in you. Thanks, Mom. I needed that. At the competition, Sissy was making fun of Darian. But Darian didn't care. She believed in herself and did the competition. As they were announcing the winners, Darian believed in herself, and here are the winners. Miss Dula Peep announces the winner. Third place winner is Miss Lauren Ann! Yay! Who's our second winner? Drum roll, please! It's Miss Madison the Mama! Yay!
That is spectacular. I kindly invite Mr. Aditya to give comments regarding Kathleen's storytelling performance.
Hello, Kathleen. I enjoyed your performance. Yes, Kathleen. That was a good performance. You enunciated your words very well, which is a dream for any theater person or teacher. And I do love very much your Gen Z or Gen Alpha references. I do have several comments. For example, it's a bit of a shame that this video was overtime and that it was edited. I think you could have done well, even if you didn't edit it, because you did use a range of props, and you did make your characters very distinct from each other. So that was an excellent point. So pay closer attention to the rules and regulations next time. But I also love, however, your approach to this was more dialogues than narrative. So I think that was an excellent move for you. And well, other than that, you did put on an excellent performance. Thank you, Kathleen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Aditya, for your comments. Big applause to you, Kathleen. Honestly, you are so confident. I really enjoy watching your performance.
Hi, Kathleen. How are you feeling right now?
Feeling a little shaky because I didn't know the rules were to start. So I was like, definitely, it was like a day rush. So I wrote it and then I kind of filmed it after. So it was so crazy. I just like put everything on top of my head. So seeing it again, it's like, oh, I should have done better.
It's okay, Kathleen. You still did a really good job. Oh yeah, Kathleen, I'm curious. How often have you been giving out storytelling?
Well, I mostly don't story tell. I'm morely story write. I love writing stories. And I think that's a good point. I think that's where my teacher knew. And she was like, hey, there's this storytelling competition. You should try it out. And I said, sure. And I guess this is my first time, maybe second, but like in different places.
Oh, very nice. So, Kathleen, do you have any questions you wish to ask to the judges?
At the moment, thank you very much.
Thank you, Kathleen, for your incredible performance.
The next video we will be watching today is storytelling by Vanessa Junitia Gunawan with Alina and Her Ambition from SMPK 4 Penabur, Jakarta.
In the 15th century, there was a small town in southern England in which two families dwelt and their children became mates. These two families were the Welsh and the Bellon. The Welsh were Theodore, Ella, and their daughter Alina, while the Bellons were Ashland, Charlotte, and their daughter Asha. The Welsh family was the wealthiest and most powerful in the city. Alina was educated with a strict discipline from a very young age. Welsh family virtue was made clear to her. Winning at everything is the only way to be successful in life. Alina was always expected to be on top at everything, and whenever she felt this, Ella and Theodore Welsh could not hide their disappointment. It would break Alina's heart. Thus, Alina grew into an ambitious person who hated losing, selfish, and could be green with envy when someone else got better achievement. The constant target of her jealousy was Asha Bellman, her rival. Asha was an interesting character. She came from a similar background with strict rule and demanding upbringing, yet she had the opposite traits from Alina. In her circle, Asha was popular. She had pleasant manner and enjoyed helping others. Alina, not so much. She wasn't a friendly type, rather arrogant even. Alina was desperate to get her parents' approval, so she cared more about her ambition than having to please other people.
around her. Alina began her day by vowing in front of the mirror that she would not let anyone beat her. She despised Asha because she was only the one who can defeat Alina, and she had done so several times. As time went on, they both ladies grew matured into attractive and graceful women. However, has not so surprisingly, Alina perceived at Asha was her hatred since had preserved her hatred since she saw Asha as a threat. However, Anna kept her feeling hidden. One day, the royal envoy came to the city to deliver a decree stating that the king was seeking a queen, and he ordered all of the noble ladies from respectful family throughout the kingdom to compete. Alina was determined to win and become the queen. Before long, all the noble ladies head to the palace to take part in the competition. The contest was divided into 3 categories: the Battle of Wits, Cooking Cup Match, and Talent Showcase. For each of the categories, the winner will be decided by the royal judge of the palace. The overall winner will be decided by the king himself. The first one was the Battle of Wits. The challenge was solving the riddle. And Asha won this stage, for no one can outsmart her. And even the king was impressed. Asha's victory made Alina envious, and she planned to get rid of Asha. The next morning, then it was time for the second round. Alina realized that this was a perfect opportunity for her to sabotage Asha's change. She bid the servant in charge of patrolling to leave the kitchen. The maid was indecisive by the number that Alina offered, and she agreed. When Asha left the kitchen to take more ingredients, Alina made sure nobody was looking, and she took out a vial containing poison that she had prepared from her pouch. She left the place as soon as she finished pouring the poison into Asha's dish. When Alina did so, little did she know that the brilliant servant was speaking from a distance. Asha then returned to the kitchen and cheerfully resumed her cooking. The servant, who witnessed Alina cheating attempt, decided to inform Asha. Asha was taken aback, since she didn't believe that Alina would undertake such a risky thing. Asha replaced the dish right away to the new one. When the king tried Asha's dish, there were no negative reaction. This is what made Alina confused and say, "Isn't the poison working on the king?" Unfortunately, Asha's dish wasn't as delicious as expected because it was re-prepared in such a hurry. So she didn't win the second round. After being aware of Alina's betrayal, Asha rushed to gather evidence of her nasty scene. Asha looked everywhere for a suspicious sign, but couldn't find anything until she noticed a small pouch under Alina's bed. When she looked at it, she discovered a small vial filled with old-looking liquid. Asha later discovered that this is a poison and decided to inform the king. The next morning was the time for third round and the talent showcase. While everyone was busy thinking how to impress the king, Asha was so distracted.
I kindly invite Miss Dwi to give comments regarding Vanessa's tallying performance.
Hi, Vanessa. How are you today?
I don't feel really good because I didn't feel confidence for my video, and I couldn't really the the meaning that I want to tell to the
Okay.
judges.
Well, yeah, it was a bit too long, yeah. But before I give you my comments, can I ask you a couple of questions, Vanessa?
Sure.
Okay, is this your first storytelling competition?
Yes, because I only do like my teacher in my school only give me like an assignment to make a storytelling, and she told me that my story was good, and she offered me to take part in this competition.
Okay.
So I just want to make like
Well, it sure actually. And also one more question. How many videos did you take for this competition?
I think I take about 17 because
17?
yeah, I know 17, like 17. Because the first video was too long, so long. I mean, like 70 minutes. And then when I asked again, the Chichi, she told me that the video only consists like 6 minutes. So I need to make the story more into the time limits.
Yes, so maybe I can give you just some advice that you can maybe imply later on for your next or for your next story competition if you are still interested in doing this. So maybe first you might want to shorten your story so that you can actually pace yourself when telling your story. So if you tell the story too quickly, your audience will be especially in the beginning, they'll be shocked. Right? Oh, what is this? It's like a train of thought. So maybe pace yourself in the beginning, especially. And another thing I can advise is also maybe use some props to help you. Like you did use the puppet thingy, the paper puppet thingy, but it was not really used well enough. So it's you just show them and then you drop them. So I think you could actually use them better next time. And also, you can also try to add audio aids to make the story more engaging. Okay, Vanessa. So next time, again, try to make your story shorter so that you can pace yourself better. And also try to also use props better to help you make your storytelling more engaging. Okay, thank you, Vanessa. Good luck next time.
Thank you, Miss, for your advice.
Thank you, Miss Dwi, for your comments. Hi, Vanessa. You deliver such an amazing story.
Keep up the good work. So, Vanessa, I wonder, where did your idea come from?
So the first one was I tried to understand the praise that was given to me, and then after that I discussed it with my teacher, and after I understand more about the phrase that was given, I tried to make the story that was out of my box. Like I tried to tell the people that was seeing my story that the phrase that was given, the morals that they could take from my story.
All right, moving on. Vanessa, do you have anything you would like to ask the judge?
I think no.
Okay. Thank you, Vanessa, for your incredible performance.
Dedenya nendang.
Bahagianya tak ternilai. Aku tahu di masa kehamilan asupan air mineral sangat penting.
Harus aman dan bersih. Untuk itu kita pilih Liem Mineral. Galonnya selalu baru, terjamin bersih.
Makin yakin dan bikin tenang deh.
Udah gitu, tutupnya kedap udara. Jadi bebas virus.
Jadi aman buat aku dan calon buah hatiku. Seger, kayak ada manis-manisnya.
Galon Le Mineral, bikin tenang, bikin nyaman.
Kini Indomaret Fresh Primer Jatinegara telah dibuka. Ayo datang dan rasakan pengalaman berbelanja yang lebih nyaman dengan beragam produk pilihan yang lebih lengkap dan dapatkan berbagai produk promo periode 8-12 Oktober 2021 di Indomaret Fresh Primer Jatinegara.
Before we continue, we as the committee would like to thank this sound, think this sound. By the way, Kay, I happen to need speakers to listen to the live stream of Escalade's competition.
Well, here is the solution. You can buy various speakers from well-known brands such as JBL, Ultimate Ears Wonderboom, and other brands at the nearest The Sound outlet.
And of course, you don't have to worry about the quality because the company is one of the biggest companies in the audio field.
And furthermore, we also want to thank EduBridge. We bridge because we care.
Sponsor is Kota Podomoro Tenjo.
And lastly, we also want to thank Mayora Teh Pucuk Harum. Teh pucuk is perfect for those of you who are thirsty. Teh pucuk harum is the solution to quench thirst because rasa teh terbaik ada di pucuknya. Thank you for sponsoring Escalade's Equinox 2021. Without the help of our sponsor today, our event would not run smoothly.
Let's move on to our next contestant. Give it up for Valerina Edita Daniela Pangeso with satisfaction from SMPK Penabur Harapan Indah.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very happy that you have given me this opportunity to present my well-prepared storytelling script. My name is Valerina Edita Daniela Pangeso, and I'm from Junior High School Penabur Harapan Indah. And without any further ado, let me tell you a story that you never heard before. So, once upon a time, there were two girls. They were the complete opposite of each other. One has heavenly heart, and the other acts like the devil's daughter. Their names are Belle and Victoria. They were nemesis. Well, at least that's what Victoria thought. You see, Victoria is the girl that everyone wants to be, and she knows that. She is drop-dead gorgeous. She is the apple of everyone's eyes. She is rich, smart, and she gets everything that she wants. But there is something about Victoria that's resented by everyone, that she is a bragger. On the other hand, Belle is everything that Victoria secretly wants to be. Let's cut to the chase, where they are in high school. At that time, where everyone had just come back from their school holiday, when Victoria entered the school, everyone adored her. Well, not everyone though. She went to her class and saw Belle. Victoria approached Belle and asked how she was doing, but Belle answered Victoria negligently. Victoria decided to sit beside Belle, and even so, Victoria continued to brag about all of her new gifts from her parents until they almost forgot about the test for tomorrow. While she was sitting next to Belle, Victoria said, "Wait, I almost forgot. We have a test tomorrow, right?" Belle said, "Oh yeah, I almost forgot." Suddenly, the bell rang and it's time to begin their class. After the class, Victoria asked Belle to go to her house. Belle agreed and they went to Victoria's house. And Victoria grabbed Belle's arm and dragged her to her bedroom and showing her the luxurious bags and trophies too. And after Victoria showed her around her house, Belle wanted to study for the test tomorrow, but Victoria was upset because Belle wanted to study instead of hang out with her. Victoria told Belle that she is upset. She said, "What do you need to study? We are smart. We don't need to study, Belle." Belle did not know how to answer Victoria. Victoria said with an angrily voice, she said, "Well, if you want to study, just get out of my house. Study in your own house." Belle got out of Victoria's house and went to her own house and studied. The next day, Victoria saw Belle and sat next to her. With a cheeky voice, she asked Belle if she studied for the test today. She said, "Belle, did you study?" Belle answered Victoria and said, "Of course." Victoria brags that she didn't study and will get an A+. She said, "Well, I didn't study at all. I will get an A+, and I will get a Gucci bag from my daddy." Little that we know, Victoria studies all night for the test. Suddenly, the teachers come, aka Mr. Kevin. Mr. Kevin asked everybody about the test and that they are having today. Mr. Kevin said, "Well, hello everybody. Do you know what time is it?" Victoria wanted the attention from Mr. Kevin and she said, "It's time for our test, Mr. Kevin." Mr. Kevin answered. He said, "Yes, Victoria. Look, everybody. You shall take an example like Victoria. When I ask you something, you answered. Not like you, Alvin." Victoria was satisfied because she was praised by Mr. Kevin. Then the test began. As always, Victoria was the one to finish it first, handed in the test to Mr. Kevin. Mr. Kevin started to grade her test. When the bell rings, Belle is the one to last finish the test. Belle hands the test to Mr. Kevin. The next day, Mr. Kevin enters the class and hands out the paper test. Victoria got an A. Meanwhile, Belle got an A+. Victoria brags about her satisfaction after getting a A. Meanwhile, Belle just sits quietly and doesn't brag about her getting an A+. 3 years later, Victoria is still faithful to Belle. And then one day, she heard a rumor that Belle wants to go to the university as her. Victoria dragged her to an empty room and asked her if she wants to go to the same university as her. She said, "Belle, I want to ask you something." Belle answered with a confusing voice. She said, What is it?" Victoria said, "So I heard you want to go to University of Broome." Then Belle replied, "Yeah, I want to go there." Victoria answered Belle with a smirk on her face. She said, "Oh really? You want to go there with those grades of yours? I'm better than you. I'm rich. I'm smarter than you. Oh please, you're so pathetic. Just go to the honor school, Belle." Victoria storms out and leaves Belle. Belle trying to hold her tears and she goes to her house sobbing. But she doesn't give up. She studies more and more. Next week, it's time for the test to go to the University of Broome. Victoria doesn't study at all because her dad will pay her to get in without Victoria getting all A's at her test. After they work on the test, everyone was worried about their test, but Victoria didn't. Again, she brags to Belle, but didn't tell her that she paid her to get in. 1 month later, they received their envelope from the University of Broome. Belle got into the university, but Victoria didn't. The university don't accept people who are trying to cheat to get into their university. Belle tells Victoria that she got into the university, but Victoria ignores her and never talking to her again. So, everyone, the moral of the story is don't be so ignorant like Victoria. Just because you have money and you are satisfied with having a lot of money doesn't mean that you have the control of everything. Just like Xiao Taichun said, satisfaction may lead you to bad things, while being humble may lead you to good things. I hope you enjoy my story. God bless you and have a very nice day.
Wow, that is very entertaining. I like it so much. Now, I kindly invite Miss Ruby to give comments regarding Valerina's storytelling performance.
Hi, Valerina. How are you today?
Hello, I'm very good. I'm kind of nervous right now. I don't know.
Is it your first time joining the storytelling competition?
Kind of, yeah, but usually I compete at English speech, not storytelling. So.
All right. So this is an experience. And first of all, I love the story that you chose to present. It's relatable to a lot of teenagers and maybe young adults too in real life. And I also love that you try to use hand puppet.
Kinda, yeah.
Hand puppet, and I'm curious about the background. Is the background meant to be like the character's background, like there's a university, there's a library and all?
Yeah, that's supposed to be the background.
Yeah, I kind of get the background, but unfortunately, I kind of wish you maximized it even more. Yeah, like maybe you put your hand puppet there, and great choices on vocabulary. But I got the impression that you kind of rushed the story. Yeah, you might need to control the pace just a little bit so everyone can really enjoy the flow of your story. That's a great story. It's a relatable story. All right.
Thank you.
Love the good work, Valerina.
Thank you, Miss Ruby, for your comments. Valerina, you seem very confident. Your energy inspired and motivates me. How are you feeling right now?
Kind of nervous. Kind of nervous, like very nervous.
How long did it take for you to write and prepare that whole storytelling?
It took me like 2 days because I almost forgot that I compete in this storytelling. Yeah.
Anyway, Valerina, do you have any question you would like to ask to the judges?
Sorry to the judges, but actually no. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Thank you, Valerina, for your incredible performance.
Thank you.
The next video we will be watching today is storytelling by Verlaine Cruz Purba with Positive Vibe from Tunas Bangsa Cikarang.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Verlaine and I am from Tunas Bangsa Cikarang School. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing great. Today I am going to tell you all a story that I made titled Positive Vibe. Hope you enjoy my story. Without further ado, let's get into it. One day there was a new student, namely Chris. She's 14 years old and she always dreamed about having a complete and happy family because her parents divorced 2 years ago. So she lived with her grandparents for the past months. She was really excited because she was going to be in a new school. She couldn't wait what she could do there and meet new people. Then she went to her new school by bus. After that, she found her class and got in. When she got in, she saw this person who was sad and gloomy. But at first she didn't really care, so she decided to just sit on her seat until the class started. She was not paying she was not only paying attention to the teacher, but also to the person who was still sad and gloomy. So she decided to talk to her at break time, and she did it. She first introduced herself. "Hey, my name's Chris. What's yours?" Then she said, "Hi, my name's Brenda." "Hey, are you okay, Brenda? Well, if you're comfortable to share me your problem, I'll be happy to help." Chris said that as welcoming way as possible. Then Brenda said, "Well, a few days ago my parents got divorced. I can't believe it. I really wish that I can turn back time and just spend time with them more. I always spend time with my friends more than them. I regret everything. I do live with my father and I do want to spend time with him, but he always goes to work early and gets home late. Even at weekends, he also works. I want to spend time with him more, but I can't. He's too busy." Then Chris said, "Well, I know this is tough and I'm really sorry what happened to your family. But I'm just going to say I experienced this too, and I know that people don't experience the same thing, but the point is you're going to be fine if you just move on and think positive things throughout the way. You're going to be alright. I know it's hard at first, but you are going to be okay. If you just move on from this, you'll be happier and have a better life. I believe that your father and you will have a better relationship for each other. I believe that you are strong to face this, and I believe that everything will be greater for you. Just believe me." After that, Chris walked away and smiled. Brenda was shocked because no one ever cared about her that much. So she decided to be friends with Chris after class and move on to be a better person. Also, a few more weeks ago, she did actually have a good relationship with her father. After all, Brenda realized that she had to accept her condition sincerely and gratefully. She couldn't change it, but she could respond positively to her negative condition. Well, that's the end. Hope you'd enjoy it. I'm sorry if there's any mistakes. Sincerely, goodbye.
That is a very nice performance. Now I kindly invite Ms. Lidya to give comments regarding Verlaine's storytelling performance.
Okay, thank you. Verlaine, what a lovely name, and you have such a lovely voice. A very soft and melodic voice. So I'll start with the comments first, actually. So regarding your voice, because you do have a very soft voice, and I understand that this is a video, even if it was, especially actually in real life, you may want to learn to project your voice more, because even when I was listening to this, I had to turn the volume up. Your speaking was, of course, excellent, but it's a question of volume. But that's okay. That's something that we all have to practice a lot. You have very good intonation. You expressed your the emotions in the story very well. The characters weren't very distinct, but I do understand that this is a rather simple story. But even so, you know, the subject matter that you chose, it was very good. The example that was shown there, that kind of affirmative empathy that the person showed to their friend, I mean, that is just something that's very nice to hear from someone as young as you, to be able to create a story about something like that, because even adults struggle to give affirmative responses that are empathetic like that. So on that topical choice, it's very good. So other than that, maybe you do want to practice more so that maybe you wouldn't hesitate. I noticed that you hesitated a few times, but again, that's okay. Just like the volume thing, that's something that you have to practice in time. And I do believe you have what it means and you have the potential. So thank you, Verlaine, for that wonderful performance and wonderful story.
Thank you, Mr. Aditya, for your comments. Hi, Verlaine.
Hello.
You deliver such an amazing story. I'm truly impressed.
Yes, Verlaine. So I wonder, where did you get that idea from?
So I got the idea from my past friend who told their story to me, because I thought that was really sad that their family is already broken, and then I decided to give them advice like move on and stuff, but they didn't listen. So I think they still like thought negative stuff about their family. That's why I wanted to make the story, because their story to really inspirational, and I just wanted, because the phrase was fitting, because the story fits with the phrase. That's why I wanted to make the story.
All right. Wow, that's a very interesting thing, Verlaine. So do you have anything you'd like to ask to the judges?
Sorry, but yeah, I don't have any questions. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Verlaine, for your incredible performance. Up next is a performance brought by Kaylin Benita Rustan with Shy Girl from SMP BPK Penabur Bogor.
The honorable judges, teachers, and all of my friends, good day! My name is Kaylin Benita Rustan. You can call me Kaylin. I'm from 7C at SMP BPK Penabur Bogor. Have you ever felt the fear of losing a competition? I think everyone ever felt that feelings, because I have. It's hard, but what can we do? We should try our best, right? So now, I want to tell you guys a story. It's called The Shy Girl. Let me introduce you to a girl. Her name is Aluna. She's very talented, but she is shy. No one knows that she's talented, except the principal. The principal, or Mr. Garrett, is her uncle. He knows a lot about her. Every time Mr. Garrett asks her to join a competition, she always refuses. One of the reasons that she gave is, I'm sorry, mister, but I'm scared that I'll lose, Luna said. Mr. Garrett always gave her advice and a lot of support. One day, Luna saw a poster on the school wall. She reads the poster. Storytelling contest. The winner will get a scholarship to the new high school. When she finished reading the poster, she thought and said, maybe with this, I can help my friends and make them proud. Oops, I think she's talking too loud. Everyone is looking at her right now. The moment she realized that she's been watched by many people, she immediately ran to her class. Yeah! Hours went by and school was over. Luna came to the principal office and knocked. Excuse me, Mr. Garrett, are you busy? Asked Luna. Mr. Garrett replied, No, I'm not busy. What's wrong? I want to join the storytelling competition. May I join? Asked Luna. Mr. Garrett is very happy to hear that. He replied, Of course, you can join. I found the storytelling is about fairy tales. Glad to hear this, Luna. Luna went home and made her story. The contest was about 1 month from her preparation. It's a lot of time for her. After 2 weeks, she finished her script about Danau Toba. I'm pretty sure that you guys know about the story. She practiced a lot. She even made her own property. Her parents know about this, and of course, they support her. She kept practicing from day till night. She's afraid that she'll lose, but what can Luna say? She had not tried it yet. She just needed to give her best. One day before the contest, when Luna was practicing, she said, He brought the big fish home and put it in the water. After Luna said that, she accidentally stepped on the property. Oh no! She broke it! Luna was panicked. She couldn't think. Oh no, the contest is tomorrow. What should I do? Luna thought fast and I've got an idea. She made another property, but she only uses cardboard. This is bad. What if I lose? What if the other contestant is better? She thought that way. It's the day. It's the contest day. While Luna was still on her way, she was afraid. What if I lose? What if the other contestant is better? What if I disappoint them? Luna thought that way. Time sent by, and the MC called her name. Contestant number 23, Luna! Luna took a deep breath before she tells her story. When she had just finished telling her story, she came back and hugged her parents. She said, I'm sorry if I lose. I'm sorry. Her parents said, it's okay, honey. You've done your best. It's time to announce who the winner is. She didn't got the second and the third winner. She thought she lost. Until the master of the ceremony announced the first winner. The moment you've all been waiting for. The first winner goes to Luna! She was shocked. How? Her parents and Mr. Garrett said, you've done your best. You even forgot that you haven't tried it yet. You were too afraid, honey. You did it. She did it. The honorable judges, the lesson that we can learn from the story is, never let fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. And don't forget to believe in yourself. This is the end of my storytelling. Thank you for listening. I'm sorry if I made a mistake. Good day and goodbye. God bless us.
Wow, I could feel your positive vibe from here. That is really impressive. Now I kindly invite Miss Dwi to give comments regarding Kayleen's storytelling performance.
Hi, Kaylin. How are you? Hi. Your storytelling is quite very cute. So I was laughing throughout the from the beginning until the end. So I think you are very fluent when you tell your story. So it shows that you know the story well. It didn't seem like you pause at all. So that's great. Another thing as well, your facial expressions, you use your gesture as well when doing your storytelling. Also smart use of visual aids and also audio aids. Although though the audio, you play this music over and over again, right? From the beginning until the end. It might be a bit too loud, so you might want to turn down the volume a bit, so that the story we can hear you more. But yeah, the others are actually quite okay. Maybe what else can I comment on? Yeah, I would say that one. So next time, maybe if you want to play some music, it's okay, but just make sure that the volume is not too loud so that we can still hear you clearly. And yeah, I think it was a great performance. Good job, Kaylin.
Thank you, Miss Dwi, for your comments. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Kaylin. First of all, Kaylin, you are very cute, and I can really feel your energy from here. And on the other hand, I would like to give a round of applause. Thank you for the performance, Kaylin. So anyway, how are you feeling right now?
I'm kind of nervous.
Very well. Well, Kaylin, would you like to ask any questions to the judges?
The honorable judge, I'm very sorry I don't have any question to ask right now. So thank you for all of your comments and all of your advice. Thank you, and I will learn from it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kaylin, for your incredible performance.
Haus di luar, haus di rumah, makan pedas di luar, makan pedas di rumah. Paling nikmat minumnya teh pucuk harum, teh pucuk harum, teh pucuk harum, manisnya pas. Teh pucuk harum mau dong, enggak nyangkut di leher, enggak bikin haus lagi.
Mau di dalam atau di luar rumah, minumnya teh pucuk harum. Bikin seger di mana aja.
we continue, we as the committee would like to thank Multimedia Nusantara University, Bina Nusantara University, Yuzuti, and also Indomaret.
We also want to thank Kota Tenjo.
The next sponsor is Mayora Teh Pucuk Harum. Rasa teh terbaik ada di pucuknya.
And lastly, we also want to thank EduBridge. Well, for you who want to study abroad, you can directly consult at EduBridge. Basically, everything has been taken care of by EduBridge, starting from application, visas, accommodations, IELTS preparation courses, assistance in the destination country, and preparation for studying abroad.
And they also have the newest service named Pipe Psychotest. This is really suitable for those of you who want to know exactly what major you are good at and what career prospects available. So you don't have to worry because we bridge because we care.
Thank you for sponsoring ESCALADES EQUINOX 2021. Without the help of our sponsor today, our event would not run smoothly. Now let's move on to our next contestant. Give it up for Kayla Sunarto with Your Thought is Who You Are from SMPK Penabur Harapan Indah.
Hello judges, I'm Kayla Sunarto from SMPK Penabur Harapan Indah. Today I will tell you all a story entitled Your Thought is Who You Are. I hope this story and my performance are good. Once upon a time existed a country where their land was separated into 3 territories. The first and the biggest territory was named Imastur, meaning wise in Armenian. This territory is for the people that is wise and intelligent. The second biggest territory was named Hono, meaning instinct in Japanese. This territory is for the people that is sly and reckless. The third and the smallest territory was named Hwangju, meaning emperor in Korean. This territory is only for the king and queen. This country has a unique way of choosing the new king and queen. Every 3 years, the king was able to hold a game of death to choose the new ruler. Lippo is a boy who lived in Imastur. One day, he walked down the street and heard about the game of death. He approached a man who was standing with a piece of paper in his hand. Lippo was about to sign an agreement to join the game. He was shocked and said, "Oh no, it is a big mistake." Then, Lippo stepped back. But the man shouted, "Sign here, there's no going back." Lippo knew that his death in the game was the risk he had to take for. A week had passed. It was the day of the game. Lippo saw an old man was there too. "Hello, sir, are you joining the game?" asked Lippo. The old man replied, "Of course, I join the game every time." Lippo was confused because he thought only young people who would join the game. Then he asked again, "Are you sure you're able to compete with us?" The old man laughed and said, "Ha ha ha, I try to win, but I never win. I don't give up because I know that I can do it." Then Lippo threw a question to him. "Since you said that you never won this competition, do you mind if we can work it out together?" The old man asked Lippo why he wanted to be together in a team. Lippo said, "Maybe it's because you've experienced enough for this game since you joined the game every 3 years. Lippo was shocked that the old man actually agreed. The MC welcomed all the participants. "So, this year there will be 2 rounds. The first round will be a shooting game. Shoot the opposing team, and whichever team gets 100 kills first wins that round. The second round, it will be a maze. Help your teammates find your way out, and the first team to make it out wins the prize."
Liko approached Sir Aldrich, the old man, as they have agreed to be a team. Suddenly, they heard a girl right beside them said, "Hey guys, can I be in your team?" Liko and Sir Aldrich looked at each other. "I'm Sylvie from Hono," she said. That was a very short, nice talk. The game had started. All teams was running through the area to find weapons. Then, out of nowhere, a man said, "Seriously? An old man is trying to win the throne? Pathetic." A knife was thrown to Liko. "Watch out!" Sylvie shouted loudly. A big question from Liko about how he can get a knife as the game just started. After a few hours of playing, another team won. Sir Aldrich was disappointed in himself because he lost again. They took a break and prepared for the next round. In the middle of the break, MC announced, "Alright, so we found out that the winners of the first round cheated. They brought weapons themselves. So they will be disqualified and the winner of the first round goes to Team Liko." No word could describe how happy they were. An hour had passed. The second round was about to start. They all went in their bases and started walking through the maze. After a few hours, they finally made it out. Then they went back to the main room, and Sir Aldrich made an announcement. "I am sure you all don't know who I am. I am Aldrich, the king. I am here because I wanted to test people to see who will help me win. Turns out, Liko and Sylvie here helped me and we actually won. So, congratulations, Liko and Sylvie. You got the throne and $1 billion. All participants were shocked and shouted for Liko and Sylvie. Watch your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, they become actions. Watch your actions, they become habits. Watch your habits, they become character.
It was a really nice performance. Well done. Now I kindly invite Miss Ruby to give comments regarding Kayla's storytelling performance.
Okay, hi Kayla, how are you?
Hello, I'm great.
Okay, first of all, I'm afraid to ask, do you watch Squid Game?
Not really.
Thank God. Because the theme of your story is almost similar to the trending show. I'm sure you've heard of that. Almost similar. Okay. Yeah, first of all, interesting idea. I love the plot. I love the twist. And yeah, I love the dystopian genre that you chose for your story. And yeah, aside from great range of vocabulary choices, the story would have been more interesting if you had added some visual aids. And yes, I saw the crown, but I was imagining it would have been more interesting if you, let's say, you added a picture of an arrow, and then you pretended to be Liko, and then go. That would be more interesting. Yeah, you could also added some audio. What is it? You could have added some audio sound effect to make it more lively too. But other than that, Well done. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Ruby, for your comments. Kayla, you are very passionate, I see. How are you feeling right now, Kayla?
I'm actually pretty nervous and my heart is beating so fast.
How long did it take for you to write and prepare for that storytelling?
I think about 5 days.
Impressive. I wish I could come up with that.
I know, right? Anyway, Kayla, do you have any questions you would like to ask the judges?
For now, no, I don't think so.
Okay, thank you, Kayla, for your incredible performance.
Thank you all too so much.
Let's move on to our next storytelling contestant with the title A Girl's Dream. Will be brought by Grace Anindya Septiawan from SMPK 1 Penabur, Jakarta.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Grace Anindya Septiawan, and today I would like to tell you a story about a girl's dream. So one day, in a big hospital, there was a 15-year-old girl who was walking around. She walks around every part of the hospital aimlessly. But she doesn't look very happy. A doctor passed her. He was curious. Why this one of his patients walks around alone at night? He asked, "Hello, young girl. Shouldn't you be in your room?" The girl went silent for a while. Then she replied, "No, doctor. I don't like staying in my room. I can sleep." The doctor smiled warmly. "I have something I used to do to make myself fall asleep. You just have to close your eyes and imagine, what do you want to be in the future?" After that, he asked the girl to go back to her room. Her dream is for people like her to be more accepted in the society. She really wants to go to school and do activities just like other teenagers. But she can't. She has to stay in the hospital and get treatments, surrounded by nurses and doctors every single day. Why me? Out of billions of people in this world, why do I have to get through all of these things? She fell asleep after saying that. The next day, she went looking for the doctor. She looked to the place where they met yesterday, but he wasn't there. So she gave up and decided to go back to her room. After a few steps, the doctor suddenly came with a newspaper in his hand. "Hello, young girl. What brings you here?" The girl greeted him cheerfully as he sat at the chair nearby. The girl talked about what she wanted to do in the future and also thanked him about the advice yesterday. But the girl doesn't feel really confident. She thinks that she can do anything because she's just a girl who spends her day in the hospital. After hearing various complaints from the girl, the doctor replied, "Complaining won't get you anywhere. If you want to change the world, you have to start from yourself." She has decided that she wants to be a journalist. Why? So that she can give lots of information to other people. She knows that there are many people who support her. Her family, nurses, doctors, and many people in the hospital. She wants every people in this world to know more about her and people like her. She wants to change the world's view. The next day, she went looking again for the doctor. But today, the doctor was already there. Hello, young girl. It's nice to see you again. The girl talked about how she wanted to get out from the hospital quickly, and she wanted to learn more so that she can become a journalist. After seeing the girl talk so excitedly, the doctor felt really happy and proud. The reason why the doctor is always smiling is because he wants every people in the hospital to feel happy too. If he wants his patients to feel happy, then he must be happy first. That's the story of a girl's dream. The moral of the story is, if you want to change the world, you have to start from yourself. Don't be afraid and believe that you can do it. I'm Grace and India Septiawan, and thank you.
That was a very good performance. Now, I kindly invite Mr. Aditya to give comments regarding Grace's storytelling performance.
Okay, thank you. Grace, that was a lovely performance. I think one of your strengths is your use of body gestures. You used them very effectively, except perhaps for one thing. You did open your arms a lot, which is okay. But what my mentor in theater taught me is that you want to use certain body gestures only to emphasize certain points sometimes. So, you may want to pay attention to certain body gestures you repeat. I do the same thing when I'm on the stage. So the story was simple. Your characterization was good. I think the subtle character changes between the doctor and the young girl, it was okay. And I know it was probably a coincidence, but the setting of the window and the white, everything kind of matches the hospital story a little bit. And even though a train passed by your house, that was a train, wasn't it? I could still hear your voice very well. So, even though you have a very soft voice, the fact that I could still hear you, I think that is good. Several comments that I would like to make. You may want to position yourself well, because sometimes even though you have good posture, you kind of do a little shake when you speak. So pay attention to that. And then this is not exactly an issue, but pay attention to your props. You open your newspaper upside down, but that's okay. That's just a little thing. And you also have very good eye contact with the screen, with the audience. I think that's very good. Oh, and one more thing. You have very little grammatical mistakes, except for one. You repeated every people. We don't usually say every people when we say semua orang. We usually say everyone or lots of people. So, but other than that, that was an excellent performance, Grace. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Aditya, for your comments. Wow, can we get a round of applause for Grace?
That was a very impressive performance you have there, Grace. Your story is really fantastic. How are you feeling right now?
I'm actually feeling pretty nervous, but yeah, I'm really happy.
The story itself was presented very well. How long did it take you to prepare the whole story?
It takes about 2 days to make the story, but for the video, it takes only 1 day.
Very nice. Now, Grace, do you wish to ask any questions to the judges?
No, I don't think so. Thank you, Grace, for your amazing performance.
Next up, our last contestant, which is Katerina Siena Daniela Multi with the organization from SMPK 2 Penabur, Jakarta.
Hello everyone, my name is Khairana and I'm from SMPK 2 Penabur, Jakarta. Thank you for having me today. Today I'm going to tell you a story that is related to one of Mahatma Gandhi's quote. You must be the change you wish to see in the world. The title of my story is The Organization, and I will tell you the main of the story, and I hope you enjoy it. One day, a junior high school, light school, have an announcement to all the students about a donation to the poor. Well, the school every month always displays a poster about the poor, and the school expects the students have a sense of caring, but none of them want to. So, it's very disappointed. But there are two students, two best friends, Roy and Dawson. They have the same thought to help them. First, Roy thought that maybe we should visit or maybe give them something or just leave it alone. But Dawson said, maybe it's a great idea for us to make an organization. Roy was surprised because he knows his best friend might be smart, but it's not a very easy decision because Dawson is the type of introvert person. Well, yes it is, but are you sure? This is a difficult decision, and we have to do it for the world, not only for us. Nah, don't worry. We will do it together. Remember, together. And we'll be popular together. Roy was a little bit confused, but he followed his friends. So they promoted their organization in school. But first, no one wanted to join it. But then Dawson came up with an idea. So he added some words in his poster that is, by joining their organization, they will be popular and the one will be brave to fight them. Well, the good thing next day, the students or their friends want to join their organization. But Roy was a little bit disappointed because how he promoted, it's not what he expected. But he's still positive thinking that maybe Dawson did it for your organization. So every day they always have a meeting. But it makes Roy not happy until there's one day where the principal called them to tell them who the one who made the organization and who the one who have an idea and what is their proposals. Well, Roy wanted to answer it, but Dawson stopped him and answered it instead. Well, we want to make this organization, but I'm actually the one who made it, and I also came up with the idea to make this organization to be useful and known by all people. Well, the principal agreed, but Roy was disappointed because, well, he is not included as the one who made the organization. He was mad at Dawson, but Dawson told him, well, you are not as clever as me, so sorry, man, I can't include you. Dawson was very sad. He runs away somewhere to his home. Well, he cried, and he can't believe it that his friend told in front of him that he is not as clever as him. Well, they split up like forever until they graduated to high school. It has been a long time they haven't talked to each other. So there's a reunion day where they will meet their friends. But then someone teased Dawson because Dawson has stopped his organization. Well, it seems like your dream has turned off. All people are laughing at him. Well, he's embarrassed, but then someone stands up for him. Leave him alone. Well, there's none of your business to. Just go away. And remember, he's just doing for his own life. Maybe there's something that he need to do more important than that. But then he looked that it is Roy. He became a successful person. And he's a successful businessman. Wait, Dawson? Are you the one? Roy? I became more popular. And even I read your book. Well, Dawson, I've forgiven you first. And I became like this because I have my own aim. And I made an organization too. Like the old days. That is, to be helpful and to bring back all people's dreams. But one thing you need to remember. Don't think about popularity and don't think about their condition. Remember, you must change yourself first before you want to do something for the world to be better. Well, I have an appointment now. See you. Well, Royal left the reunion. Dawson was ashamed of himself because he broke his friendship. But he always remembered that he needed to change himself if he wanted to see the world to change to be a better world. So how is the story? I hope you like it and I hope you learn from my story. Thank you and may God bless you.
That is such an amazing performance. Now I invite Miss Dwi to give comments regarding Katrina's storytelling performance.
Hi, Katrina. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Hi, Katrina, can I ask you some questions? Is this your
Yes.
first time doing storytelling competition?
Yes, that's true.
Okay, it shows. And also, how much time did you have to prepare the video?
Well, actually, I have to repeat 6 times because I need to remember the script, and also, well, I make it short because I don't have a lot of time. So, yeah.
I see. Well, you did have a script though. I mean, like you practice on the script first?
Yes.
Okay. Well, actually could have been much better if you have that fluency. Like in many parts of the storytelling, you did pause quite a lot, and then I think if it could have been better if you practice more times. I would say until you get. I mean, like until you memorize what the story is from the beginning until the end, and also uh your voice, the modulation were a bit up and down. It wasn't as stable as we would hope it would be. And another thing, maybe, yeah, I would say first work on your story first. The it's not as relevant as I would hope it would be. So maybe first work on the story itself and then practice on reading the script over and over again until you know the story from the beginning until the end. You know it well enough that you don't really need the script anymore. It can help you with your fluency that way, and also practice on using more stable voice, pitch as well, maybe, and it can make your story telling more engaging. And it's also a good idea to use props just to add an extra. I mean, like give it uh, a bit of help. It's help you a bit like in your storytelling if you use props, and also make your audience engage more in your storytelling. So better luck next time, Katarina. Good job.
Thank you, Miss Dwi, for your comments. Big applause for you, Katharina. Honestly, you are very inspiring and you did a great job. How are you feeling right now?
Well, I'm feeling nervous, but I'm actually proud of myself because even though I have some of mistakes, but I learned it and I also proud.
It's okay, Katharina. You did a really good job. Keep up the good work. And Katharina, do you have anything you'd like to ask the judges?
There is nothing to ask.
Okay then, thank you Katrina for your incredible performance. Now has come the time to wrap up this event. We, the Committee of ESCALADES EQUINOX, especially the Committee of ESCALADES Storytelling Competition, would like to thank each and every participant, guardian, judges, teachers, and last but not least, viewers for attending this event.
We would also like to apologize if there are any inconveniences or faults made by the committee throughout the event. We would like to close this event with
ESCALADES EQUINOX 2021.
Yakin pasti bisa.